I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we are seeing a lower day in cattle, a little profit taking happening, or what else do you see going on in the market today?
Yeah, Lacey, I think that's what it is. We're seeing some profit taking here in both feeders and live cattle after the rally that we've seen here this week. I did mention here the last couple sessions we were getting overbought as far as the chart's concerned, and I think that's basically what you're seeing. We're seeing just a little bit of commercial sell pressure in those feeders, but the live cattle side of things here spreads a little bit of commercial sell pressure there out past that D-step. But other than that, it's really, really, really quiet here for the most part. Now, we did see a 230 trading down in Texas, and we did see some of that trading 229 to 230 up here in Nebraska as well. So I'm kind of looking for next week here to be a steady to potentially higher cash here. I know the Packers are starting to kind of gripe about that margin again, but that's what it is. Now, next week is going to be the last full week here as far as slaughter pace goes and procurement here for the rest of the year pretty much. It's crazy to think we're wrapping up 2025. We're doing it pretty fast here, but once we get to the middle of next week, things are going to start to maybe slow down and get into that holiday mode because the feeder cattle sales are going to slow down. I think next week we've got major sales there in the south, and we got a few big sales here in the north. But other than that, we switch to bred cows here as we wrap up and get into the first of the year. So feeder cattle, they left the island bottom here as well as the live cattle, and we're going back down there to test those gaps. Those gaps and blows are likely going to get tested here and see the perseverance of the bulls here. But so far, for a Friday, it's pretty quiet here to wrap up the week. And a lot of folks are going to be looking at that cattle and feed report here next week. So that'll give us something to focus on here on Monday, Lacey.
That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted with a look at your midday livestock trade. If you'd like to talk to him about the markets, call him at 308-708-7340. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
Oh, yeah! Here we go!
Did you just plant Pioneer Brand Z-Series soybeans again?
You bet your next level genetics I did. After last year's huge yields, why wouldn't I want to maximize that Z-Series momentum?
Right. How could I forget about that performance? It totally beat our expectations. Let's unleash some Z-Series on those acres. Come on!
Now you're talking. With that kind of ROI, why would we plant anything else?
Plant Z-Series soybeans in the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/greatest yields.
In a world of constant change, one thing remains unwavering: our commitment to rural America. Chad Moyer here on the Rural Radio Network. Our team stands firm in our dedication to the heartland, delivering essential news, market updates, and community stories that matter most to rural communities. We're here for you, today and every day, because we believe in the strength and the resilience of rural America.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network for a check of your markets. Grains are under pressure today, mostly from the falling soybean market. Soybean futures are about 11 to 12 cents lower here at midday, fading back to fresh lows overnight, with meal and oil both struggling. This morning's flash report export sales show 4.9 million bushels of beans have been sold to China, but the market doesn't seem to make much of that sale, with the overall export business for the year looking so dismal. There were 9.8 million bushels of corn sold to unknown destinations this morning, but corn futures are also lower with spillover pressure from the beans. South American weather continues to look good with no concerns in the forecast ahead. And wheat futures are mixed, with row crops limiting their upside potential, but the weaker dollar is offering some support here this morning. March corn is down 3 1/4 at 4.43 1/4. May down 3 at 4.51 1/4. January soybeans are down 12 3/4 at 10.80 3/4. March down 12 1/2 at 10.90 1/4. March Chicago wheat is up 1/4 at 5.33 3/4. May up 1/4 at 5.41 1/4. March Kansas City wheat up 1 at 5.23 1/4. May up 1 1/4 at 5.35 3/4. January soybean meal is up 50 cents at 302.60. January bean oil is down 70 at 50.12. February live cattle are down $1.30 at 229.65. April down 112 at 229.55. January feeders are down 292 at 340.47. March down 222 at 335.45. February lean hogs up 35 cents at 84.52. April up 37 at 89.62. That's a look at your markets. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.